Welcome to the UFC school threat tier list. Now, we are going to be taking a look at the most devious, disgusting, dark UFC fighters there are in the rankings. Now, I also want to preface by saying most of these fighters are not school threats, but we have to rank them in comparison to each other. Now, I believe what we have here is every single ranked UFC fighter since UFC 325. So, we're going to start off. Ayman Zahabi. Where do we put Ayman Zahabi? I'm thinking I'm going to put Ayman Zahabi in D tier. Now, if you follow this guy outside of the cage, which none of you probably do because it's Ayman Zahabi, you'll know that he's a pretty professional guy, there's not really much to him other than he's a professional. He gets his job done. So I'm going to put him in D tier. I'm going to try to speed through the guys that... Oh, my God. I just saw Amir Albazo. I'm going to try to speed through some of these guys. Zhang Yang, put him in C tier. I mean, he has a brick for a head. There's not really much else to him. Yusuf Zalal, same as Ayman Zahabi. Yair Rodriguez. Okay. Now, I'm not the only one that can see Yair Rodriguez head kicking a 6-year-old or something, right? Right? Come on. You all get that vibe too, right? Waldo Cortez Acosta. He has like 10 kids already. I'm gonna put him in F tier. He already basically has a school. He has a whole basketball team in his house right now. Volkan Uzdemir. This guy's pretty normal. Vinicius Oliveira. Something off about this guy. There's something off about Vinicius Oliveira for sure. But I can't pinpoint it. So for now, we're gonna put him in B tier. Walter Walker. I'm gonna put him in C tier with Zhang Yang. For now, he's just a blockhead. There's not really much else to say. Umar, Tom Aspinall, Tim Elliott. Putting Tim Elliott in the A tier. Purely based off of looks. I'm not gonna lie, I'm judging hard. But you have to remember, this is in comparison with everyone else, right? Talis and Teixeira. Keep him away from the schools. But I like there's nothing that I can just grasp to be like, yeah, this guy definitely needs to stay away from schools. Tatsuro Taira, nice, cool. Bam Bam, whatever. Tagir Ulanbekov is in the A tier. like I don't need to explain myself here, right? Surely, right? Surely. Steve Garcia. I don't really think there's anything wrong with Steve Garcia, I'll be honest. Steve Urseg seems like a chill guy. Song Yadong, my goat. Put him in the D tier. Shamil Ghazi. I'm gonna put him in the B tier. I'm gonna put him in the B tier. I can't really explain it. I just have a feeling that that's where he belongs. Sergey Spivak's in the A tier. Sergey Spivak is in the A tier. Dangerous. All I can say, dangerous. Pavlovich, put him in the C tier. Strickland, also in the A tier. Sean Strickland is in the A tier as well. Keep him away from all schools. Definitely not safe for the youth. Honestly, I'm thinking about putting him in S tier as well. Yeah, don't. Sean Strickland's in the S tier. Now let me explain why. I don't think if he was to be put in the vicinity of a school, he would do something drastic, right? Because, I doubt any of these guys actually would. Well, we'll get to one fighter later. But Sean Strickland is a very dangerous influence to the youth, right? Now, maybe some would argue that he has some benefits to his influence, but if we're looking at everything he's saying as a whole, you don't want your kid near Sean Strickland, right? So Sean Strickland is our first S tier candidate. Actually, yeah, yeah. Sean O'Malley. I mean, you just don't want your kid to imitate Sean O'Malley, right? Sean Brady, not much I can say. Brandon Royval seems like a chill guy. Roman Dolidze's in the B tier. Something about him. I can't explain it. Something about him. Robert Whitaker, what a guy. What a guy, man. What a guy. Rob Font, pretty chill as well. Moicano, put him right here. He does have his moments, but he's overall a pretty cool guy. Rainer DeRitter, nothing really to say. Doesn't really talk much. I mean, he talks, but it's more about the fight. Fazeev, chill. Peter Yan. And my son told me, brother, what the fuck? So I'm gonna put Peter Yan in the D tier. I'll put him in the C tier. If Peter Yan's son is saying, brother, what the fuck, then you probably don't want Peter Yan influencing your children, right? Peyton Talbot. Paulo Costa. Pitbull. Whatever. Patty. Cool. Krylov. Something off about him, too. Nasruddin Imavov. There's not really anything I can point to say, keep him away from the schools or whatever, you know? There's not really anything. Mobzar. You know, you know. Brandon Moreno, cool. This is Montel Jackson. Put him right here. Whatever. Who? I know. This got to be Mick Parkin, right? All right. Mick Parkin. Whatever. MVP. Chill. Um, I also want to say, I have no bias upon sexuality nor gender, right? I'm not purely going based off of Peyton Talbot and Michael Morales. I just want to say that now. Right? Right? Fans of both of them, by the way. But when I think about who I would want my kid to be surrounded with as a mentor or as a teacher or as an adult in the area, right? I would just rather have different options. Okay? Michael Chandler. I can't explain it, but you know what I'm talking about. Rob seems pretty chill. The Blessed Express. What a guy. Roofy. Cool dude. Gamrot. Cool man. Cheeto. Family man. Um Mario Batista is just so bland. If I'm honest, he's just bland. Damn, I'm not gonna lie. The way Martian Tybura is looking at me right now, I want to put him higher, but I'm gonna put him in C tier. After his win against Drew Dober, man. Manuel Torres. Put him in D tier. There's not much I can go off of. I don't really follow him outside of the cage, you know. Loner Kavanaugh. Cool. Lerone Murphy. Jesus, man. Chopped. But it seems like a chill guy. Leon. Mumble Mouth. Kyoji, what a guy. What a guy. Kyler Phillips, whatever. Hmm. Hmm. You know, when it comes to the youth, Hamzat Chimaev is actually a stand-up guy. You know, I've seen clips of him. I've seen him helping kids, building a facility where he lives for kids to be able to train cost-free. So shout out to Hamzat Chimaev, man. What a guy. Khalil Roundtree, cool. Jamal Hill, put him in B tier. I'm not gonna lie, I can't. Kevin Vallejos. Not much to go off outside of the octagon, but crazy performance in his last fight. Crazy performance. When he knocked out Giga Chikadze, dope. Manel Cop, you're going to the A tier, buddy. You're going to the A tier. You just are. You just are. You just are going to the A tier. I don't think you really need to say much. Manel Cop, you're a demon, and Joshua Van will baptize you. Kamaru Usman, cool guy. Gaethje, whatever. Joshua Van, my goat, my king. Never do anything wrong. Josh Emmett, I think you're chill, but like, you know, man. Johnny Walker, you in the same category. Joe Pyfer, you're in the B's here. Joe Pyfer, body cam off Pyfer, come on. Buckley, D tier. Yuri, D tier as well. You know, I view the D tier as like they're not. I'm not gonna say they're all a bunch of nice guys, because that's what the F tier is for, in my opinion. Actually, we're gonna move him here. Like, I feel like if they were to be presented as like a substitute teacher, all of these would fare very well. And the D tier is like they're normal, they're cool. And the C tier, it's like there's a slight risk. In the B tier, we start to see some patterns, right? We start to see something that's a little bit off. In the A tier, it's like you wouldn't want your kid to be influenced. And in the S tier, it's keep them away from the schools at all costs, right? Keep them away from the schools. Jean Silva, you're going to the S tier. Keep Jean Silva away from the schools. He's just too much of a liability. And honestly, it's like, I'm not even talking about just the youth, right? I'm talking about keep him away from everyone. Keep him away from college kids. Keep him away from the job site. Keep him away from everything. Lock Jean Silva in a room with a bunch of pillows, right? This is where you got to keep Jean Silva. There's no other way. J.R. Cannonier, cool. Legendary Polish Power. Gelton Almeida, keep him away from the schools. You don't want your kids seeing that as an example, right? Not Gelton Almeida. Of all fighters, you do not want your kids seeing Gelton Almeida. Jack Della, cool. Izzy. Oh, man. I'm an Izzy fan, yo. Nah, but now it's different. It's not like Frozen like Elsa anymore. It's not like Frozen like Elsa anymore. I'll keep him in the C tier, but I don't think there's a risk with Adesanya. I don't think it's Frozen like Elsa anymore. Islam Makhachev, cool. Elio Aptoro, cool. Ian Gary. Honestly, it's close to being S tier. It's pretty close. But there's nothing I can point to and be like, yeah, there's an incident here to where Ian Gary needs to be locked up or kept away from civilization for a little bit. RoboCop, cool. Dorino, cool. Jeff Neal, cool. You see, the Wonder Boy fight makes me want to put him elsewhere, but the better Bonfim brother, he seems pretty chill. Forezium. Is that Forezium? Yeah. Forezium. D tier. Rodriguez Duplessis. Dominic. Diego Lopez. Derek Lewis. There's a risk. He might. And if you're, and this goes for anyone, not just children, right? If you steal Derek Lewis Popeye's chicken, you're getting a right hook to the jaw. That's all there is to it. Figgy, David Onama, definitely a risk with David Onama. This guy's temper is not. It's all right. There's something off about him, right? We've heard the stories in the gym. He has an ego problem. He doesn't really like to train. I mean, that leads me to believe that he wouldn't really rationalize every decision that he makes. D-Rod, not one to remember once again, comparison to everyone else. Okay? Comparison to everyone else. These fighters, unless you're an S, maybe A. I really don't consider you a threat to society. But D-Rod, there's some history there, right? And I like D-Rod, but there's some history there. If we're going off a comparison, we're looking at the little things too. So yeah, D-Rod's in the B tier. This is bugging me. Like, I feel like I know who this is, but I just can't put a name to the face. Dan Ige, cool. Dan Hooker, one of my favorite fighters. But Dan Hooker's a good dad though. You see it all over the internet. I mean, it's the internet, right? But Dan Hooker has a whole account dedicated to him and his daughter. So I'm just gonna assume that he's chill. Curtis Blades, cool. Corey Sandhagen, cool. Colby Covington. We've seen Colby Covington. When he's not putting on this persona, he's a pretty chill guy. Cyril Gahn, whatever. Charles du Bronx, the GOAT, loves the children. Charles Johnson, chill. Carlos Olberg, we're going to put him here. I don't know enough about him as a person, besides the fact that he used to be a stripper, right? Prates, cool. Barhalio, amazing. Bruno Silva. Fuck, I don't even care about Bruno Silva. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Whatever. Bruno Ferreira, once again, don't really know enough about himself. Oh, fuck, I got the hiccups. Damn. Fuck. All right, Brian Ortega. Sometimes you have to shed your wings to be able to become a new phoenix. Or whatever the fuck he said. So, put him in D tier. Good motivational speaker, I guess. Brendan Allen, cool. Bogdan Guskov, there's something wrong with you, bro. But I can't point out what it is, so you're going to say there. Benoit, chill. Benil, cool. Bilal. Like, I want to put him in S tier, but I'm going to put him in D tier, right? I have to be unbiased. Azamat Mirzakhanov. Whatever. Right. Azat Maxim. Or am I right about that? Pretty sure I'm right about that. There's two fighters that I get confused in that flyweight division. They're both bald. But I think this is Azat Maxim. No, this is not Azat Maxim. Well, you know the other one I'm talking about if I'm wrong. Seems pretty chill. Arnold Allen. Cool guy, man. Cool guy. Arman. His temper is the only thing putting him higher than the rest of these fighters. That's it. Fluffy. Chill. Ante Deliha. Seems pretty chill. Alonzo Minifield. Don't know enough about him outside of the cage. Aljo. Cool. Pantoja. Great. Volkov. Great. Volk. Great. Alex Perez. Cool. Poatan. Chill. Rakic. Chill. Man, I don't like this. Is pissing me off so much, bro. This is pissing me off. Who is this? Last but not least, Amir Albazo. You're going in the A tier, buddy. Now, you might ask me, why is Amir Albazi going in the A tier? What did he do to you? Go back a couple years. His fight against Kai France, who I consider to be a child, right? He's like 5'4". So I consider that the threshold for being a smaller individual. Now, let me say, Kai France would knock me the fuck out. So Kai France, if you're watching this and you see me in the street, you know what? If you knock me the fuck out, I'll understand why, right? I get it. I'm not saying you're a child. I'm just saying you are at the height threshold that a child normally is at. So, given the fact that he robbed a child, and took a child's money, Amir Albazi is going in the A tier. In fact, Amir Albazi is going in the S tier. The only reason I was even close to putting him in the A tier is because he just got his ass beat 2 times in a row by Brandon Moreno and Kiyoshi Horiguchi. And I feel kind of bad. But that is the school threat tier list. Thank y'all. And I'll see y'all later.